Welcome to the channel. Today we are talking about EDC flashlights. So this time of year, it is winter, it is dark, it is cold. Everybody needs a good light to carry with them to see, for safety, and for just general usefulness. I am talking today about small lights that are easy to carry with you. I want things that are easy to use. I can turn them on and get lots of different brightnesses whenever I want, and something that I'm not going to leave out of my pocket because it's too big or bulky. This is a standard 18650 headlamp. This is a Thrunite thrower headlamp. This is the size that we're talking about, right? Something that's small but very bright. What I have here, this is a Mateminco G02 4000K, nice neutral white color. This is a Thrunite T1S V2. This is the 5000K version, I believe. I'll put that down in the specs. This is the Sofirn SC21 Pro, and this is the regular SC21. So we're going to talk about all these, how easy they are to live with, and then I'm going to take them outside and show you how bright they are. So that's the second half of the video. If you just want to see beam shots, you can skip ahead now. User interfaces as far as easy to live with. These are pretty similar. This one is the standout. This is the SC21 Pro. This does come in 5000K for visibility. This is the only one that has Anduril. So this is an Anduril 2.0 light. The early versions were Anduril 1. This is actually full Anduril 2. So this will really do anything you want it to do. That said, the regular SC21 Pro is pretty good too. It has the standard hold to moonlight mode. It has the turn it on to memory for where you had it last. It has a ramping UI. You hold it up, hold it to go down. And then it has the double click to turbo from anywhere. And then it has the triple click strobe. So pretty standard UI, but this is one that's really easy to use and there's not a whole lot of extra features if you don't want to remember that. This one is similar except for the fact that it has a set levels of brightness. So it has a kind of a switch in between on the middle instead of the ramping UI. You can set a memory on this, so it's not quite as versatile as these, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. The least easy to use one is this one, the Mateminco. Now this is nice because it has a headlamp feature, so it comes with a headlamp strap and you can wear this as a headlamp, but single press only turns this one on to low. Turn it on, single click, it goes to low. You hold the click, it turns off. That's kind of fiddly. Single click on, you click up through the modes, right? Double click is still turbo. It's just okay, right? I would prefer this to have a moonlight mode. It does not. I would prefer it to have a double click to turbo from off. It does not do that. So while this has a great 4000K tint, all of these are 4000 or 5000K, by the way, then it's just not that easy to live with. This is the Thrunite. The reason that I chose the Thrunite over all of these other lights is that this one has the best beam pattern. It throws pretty good for such a small light. So it doesn't have a really tight spot. You can see it's got pretty decent spill to it. You know, it gives a pretty good area, but it does have that TIR optic, which means that this gets more light down range than the other ones. So this is actually my favorite light to live with out of these three, out of these four. None of these really have great run times, right? They're small lights. You sacrifice battery for those. That said, these two have 18350s. These two are 16340s. So less battery capacity on the Sofirns than the Thrunite and the Mateminco. All of these have USB charging. That's a bare bones requirement for me on a EDC light because they're going to run out a lot. You're going to have to charge them a lot. So you want to be able to just plug it in nice and easy. Switch wise, I will say the Sofirns is easier to find the switch. The Mateminco, that switch is pretty low. You can barely see it from the side. It's tough to find that in the dark, which is why I lined the pocket clip up with a switch on these. That makes it easier to find. It is a little harder to find with your thumb, but because it sits lower, this light is less likely to turn on in your pocket than these ones are. These two do have a 4-button push lockout, so if I click 4 times on these, it puts it in that flashing mode, and then it's a low mode kind of lockout momentary function if you don't want to risk having it come on all the way in your pocket. This light does not have that. You can see 4 clicks just takes me to strobe. So if you want this one to absolutely not come on in your pocket, it's a good thing that it does have that lower switch. You can also do the standard unscrew it a quarter turn, and then it's locked out. So let's go outside and I will show you some beam shots. So now I'm going to show beam shots of all of these lights on turbo. This is my reference light, the Thrunite thrower headlamp. That is about 15 yards there. Shed is about 25 yards. Those trees in the back are about 50 yards. So let's do the Mateminco G02 first. Turn it on and then double click the turbo. There it is at 15, 25, and 50 yards. Next we'll do the 2 Sofirns. They're pretty much the same. This is the SC21 Pro, 15 yards, 25 yards, and 50 yards. You can kind of see it back there. There we go. There's turbo. There we go. And then here is the SC21, the regular. You can see it's a little bit warmer of a tint. You can kind of see it back there on the trees, not very well. And then here is the Thrunite. There it is at 15. There it is at 25. And you can see it throws a lot better back to the trees there at 50 yards. So that is what they look like. You can see when I turn on the Mateminco, it comes on to low. And that's its lowest mode there. Whereas the other lights have true moonlight modes. Again, I'll show it kind of on my hand here. That's the moonlight modes of the other lights, and they're all pretty much the same. And here is the Mateminco on its lowest setting, so that's a lot brighter, right? A lot less useful in the very dark. So that is beam shots of those lights. Hope that helps your purchasing decisions. Enjoy your winter season.